Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
Friends and family coming together tonight to pay tribute to WWJ anchor Jim Matthews, killed in an attack that left both of his children injured. Tonight's vigil comes 1 week after that deadly attack stunned the community of Chesterfield Township.
Matthew's longtime girlfriend, as well as his oldest child, remain hospitalized tonight. Jacqueline Francis live in Chesterfield Township. And Jacqueline, it was really an emotional tribute there tonight.
It was. A week has passed and there's still really no wrapping your head around this tragedy. Tonight's vigil paid tribute to the late Jim Matthews, who was stabbed to death inside his home. It was also a time to pray for his longtime girlfriend and their 2 kids who were also victims in that brutal attack. Amazing grace. As the sun set, family and close friends paid tribute to the late Jim Matthews.
He loved life. He was very meek. He was very mild-mannered. He was very professional at his job. He loved his kids.
The local news radio anchor was killed in his Chesterfield Township home last week. His beloved children, ages 5 and 10, were also injured in the attack, along with his longtime girlfriend, Nicole Gearton, who remains in the hospital in stable condition.
My cousin, I love her. Hope for the best. What's yet to come.
As for the children, the 5-year-old girl is home with family.
Playful 5-year-old that she is, like nothing's ever happened. She's doing wonderful.
While Matthew's 10-year-old son is in the hospital recovering from an 8-hour surgery.
His eyes move when they ask him to look both ways. They ask him to lift his left and right side, and he's doing it. Every little step has been an amazing improvement.
The family believes the boy was tied up and beaten after trying to protect his father.
He's a brave little boy, and God bless him and keep those prayers coming.
The focus now on healing.
His family's life has forever been altered by this tragedy, and I would like to just surround them in prayer.
A GoFundMe has been created to support Jim Matthews' children. You can find a link to that on our website, clickondetroit.com. Reporting live in Chesterfield Township, I'm Jacqueline Francis, Local 4.
Thank you, Jacqueline. We appreciate it.
A Macomb County mom suing the Chippewa Valley School Board after members of the board actually emailed the Department of Justice as well as her employer. They were complaining about her behavior at school board meetings. Our Mara McDonald is live in Clinton Township. And Mara, we know the allegations forwarded to the Justice Department is that she was threatening and harassing school board members.
And Sandra, I'll tell you what, her attorney says that that's utter nonsense. What you had here was a mother who was vocal with her displeasure at the policies the board was implementing. Take a look.
There were plenty of heated and sometimes ugly school board meetings at Chippewa Valley during the height of the pandemic with angry parents. Sandra Herndon was one of them.
And I have every right to air my grievances and ask for help from the school board, especially when it comes to my child, especially when it comes to his learning, especially when it comes to a deficit in his learning and not receiving the help that he's supposed to be receiving.
Herndon became a regular at Chippewa Valley board meetings fighting for in-person learning and against masks. And 2 board members, the president and the secretary, sent emails to her employer and the Department of Justice about her.
They're both egregious. It's just in different ways. Both of those, in my opinion and in our opinion, were designed to stop Sandra from speaking, to chill her First Amendment rights.
Herndon was a cop in Harper Woods. Here's the email Board Secretary Elizabeth Pyden sent to the chief, claiming she was angry, disrespectful, and engaging in veiled racism, and asks for his attention to the matter. The department launched an investigation into Herndon because of the email. She was cleared of violating department policy. The second email was sent to the Department of Justice by Board President Frank Bednard, claiming her behavior, and parents like her, was threatening and intimidating.
Sandra's rhetoric was designed to make sure that her son could get back into school so that he could learn. And all of her efforts were focused on that. So to make a referral to the Department of Justice, I think is just over the top.
Back here live, I had an opportunity to talk to an attorney for the school board tonight. And he says while he hasn't had a tremendous amount of time to take a look at this lawsuit yet, his point was this. individual emails sent by individual board members does not constitute an overall act of the Board of Education. It'll be interesting to see where this goes in federal court. Sandra, Karen, we're live in Clinton Township tonight. Back to you.
Yeah, and Mara, you mentioned court. Is that mother at this point asking for monetary damages?
She's asking for $1, Sandra, in monetary damages. It seems like she's more interested in getting an apology. Back to you.
Yeah, so lots to sort through. All right, thank you, Mara.
Hurricane Ian now being described as one of the largest natural disasters in Florida's history, with the death toll continuing to rise with at least 27 killed. Meantime, the storm making a second U.S. landfall in South Carolina, leaving 200,000 people without power tonight.
Hurricane Ian barreling down on South Carolina's coast, making landfall just south of Myrtle Beach with winds of 85 miles an hour. Earlier, residents scrambling to set up sandbags and now being warned to stay indoors.
Stay off the roads unless it's an emergency. This is a very, very dangerous thing because you never know when it's going to turn.
As Ian pummels the Carolinas, rescue crews in Florida are desperately looking for people still stranded in their homes.
I'm in the desert. Give us a minute, we'll come up there. We'll come there.
Hundreds of people have already been rescued, but officials say more need help.
Whenever we left on the boat, it was just a scary feeling, like you don't know if you're ever going to see them again, if you're going to see your house again, your animals again.
Ian slammed Florida's southwestern coast Wednesday as a powerful Category 4 storm, bringing life-threatening storm surge, historic flooding, and winds of up to 150 miles an hour. The devastation is catastrophic, and the death toll continues to rise.
It's going to take months, years to rebuild. I just want the people of Florida to know we see what you're going through and we're with you.
President Joe Biden approving major disaster declaration requests for Florida and South Carolina, providing both states with immediate federal funds.
Meantime, Paul Gross tracking the very latest on what is left of Ian right now. Paul?
Yeah, hi. And, you know, we always talk about this. The fuel for a hurricane is the warm ocean water. So you get that thing off the water and over land, it starts to deteriorate. So that means that your wind and your storm surge issue, of course, goes away, but you translate into a rain issue. Right now, the wind has been downgraded to 50 miles per hour. That's the maximum sustained wind, and that's just near the center here. And so outside of that, it's windy, but it's not that windy. Now, the rain is going to be the big threat. Now, these red and sort of brownish orange areas here, that is 2 to 4, even 5 inches of rain. And even here across the Delmarva into southern New Jersey, we're looking at the potential for 6 or more inches of rain. Remember, this here is very mountainous terrain here with the Appalachians. So we're talking about flash flooding potential. So this thing is not done yet. For us, though, much quieter weather, of course. We're going to get some of the fringe cloudiness from that high, thin clouds tomorrow. So tomorrow morning, your wake-up weather will start off in the upper 40s probably, and then rising up through the 50s to the low 60s by noon. But coming up in about 10 minutes, we're going to talk about Ian's impacts on our weather. It will impact our weather this weekend. We'll explain that. Really nice start to the week next week, and then we have a big old cold front coming on Thursday. All that straight ahead.
All right, thank you, Paul. City of Detroit is raising pay to retain more police officers. In the past 2 months, 72 officers have actually left the DPD. 2/3 went to departments in the surrounding area. So a new agreement with the union boosts starting pay from $43,000 to $53,000 a year. Officers with more than 4 years experience will then go from $64,000 to $73,000. Detectives, sergeants, and lieutenants will see an average increase of $10,000 to $11,000 a year. Police Chief James White says it's already making a difference.
Already, as of yesterday, I had 5 officers hand walk to my office a request to return to the police department. That's the impact.
Union members have to approve the deal within a week when the budget is submitted to City Council. So if approved, the changes could go into motion immediately.
Repairs are now almost complete at a water main site that broke last month, putting nearly 24 communities under a boil water advisory. The Great Lakes Water Authority says water will soon be flowing through the replacement main. The team just finished phase 2, which is disinfecting and testing. The final phase is having water flow through the new main. Customers affected by the original break may experience some fluctuations in water pressure over the next few days. By the way, the target for completed repairs is coming up. It's Wednesday, October 5th.